Chapter 11, The Habba. In the story of the Habba, they share how they grew in consciousness and strength as a species from their experiences. To find where the Habba lives, one must go through 2 wormholes in another dimension from Earth. Their planet is small, manageable, and thrives in the provided living conditions. The Habba live on a commuter planet, where other species stock their ships and other necessities before traveling again. The Habba is a small species, with brownish beige skin, much thicker than humans. They have broad faces and 2 little antennas from the top sides of their heads for added sensory. The Habba wear clothing that protects them from the desert storms and the flying sand from where the ships land. They live in their planet's rock formations and caves. The Habba's primary purpose is to have equilibrium within their lives while assisting those who come for aid. The Habba have an air of respect and authority to them. Kindness and appreciation are held in high regard when communicating with one another. Appreciation is required from the Habba regarding what they offer and provide. They also reciprocate this sentiment to other species that arrive on their planet. For the Habba learns from each species they come in contact with. The growth within Habba's existence is vast. They are aware that each being has knowledge that can be presented and shared. The Habba have also learned when bringing community and unity to their species, they are stronger together than being separate. They have repeatedly seen these learnings throughout their discussions with the many star races that have visited other realms. The Habba have realized that a heart-centered community is stronger together as one and becomes an unstoppable force compared to separation and going about life alone. The community that the Habba speak of is not in the 3D sense, where religion, restrictions, and control are attached to it. Within Habba society, members look out for one another, help each other, and are there for the entire community in love. This way of life can be overwhelming to even think about in 3D worlds such as Earth, as some souls are sensitive, introverts, and do not like to be around others as the energies can affect them. The communities in the 5D world and beyond are supportive and honor each soul as they are. There is no pressure to attend every event or celebration. There are no expectations. Love fills the communities, and this is what the Habba want to convey. As each community strengthens in light, it becomes an impenetrable light force that nothing can affect or impact. This is an exciting time on Earth, as communities will now come forward without attachments. People's hearts will soar into what they are: universal light and love. Within each community, a sense of purpose and belonging emerges. Happiness and joy are daily occurrences. There is no deceptive competition, betrayal, or hurt that is portrayed. Each community member speaks their truth, which is respected and honored worldwide. The Habba want the humans to know that the sense of community within the light has been hidden from them. As each soul awakens and does the inner shadow work, what one must do to ascend, communities will come forward and no longer be hidden. One of the goals of the elite was to create a reality on Earth where the soul was distracted just enough to believe one must live a certain way to be happy. This was through the belief that making money and accumulating enough things, one would be content and fulfilled. These are false ideals. The elite also wanted each soul to believe that being on your own, forging ahead, and thinking only of yourself is the way to get to the top. These are also false pretenses. When the soul awakens, it shocks the system, the body, and the mind. Layers begin to release and clear. Healing takes place, and more awakenings and rebirths occur. It is not just one awakening that happens, it is layers that are shed, one after another, until you are in your soul mission and purpose, and finish what you initially sought here to complete, learn, and experience. Now on Earth, communities will be created as the masses awaken, and many will proceed with their inner work. As the light strengthens, never again will there be separation or the mindset that it is better to be alone without support or assistance from one another. Earth is going through a rebirth, and as communities come forward, the light within the communities helps strengthen your planet. This light moves deeply into Mother Earth and begins to heal the centuries of trauma within her, and will be felt in every soul that resides on Earth. Even unawakened people will feel a shift in lightness in their being and an overall sense of happiness throughout their days. The Habba also want to speak of community within the awakened ones on Earth. There is still a sense of ego within the community of awakened ones. Some souls feel they are better than others within their awakened community, and some feel superior to those still sleeping. Every soul, whether awakened or not, can have the kindest of hearts and show respect, honor, and compassion toward others. This is a great lesson to all souls. Just because you are not awakened does not mean you are not kind or caring. The same goes for souls that are awakened. Just because you are awakened does not mean that you are better than anyone else, above anyone else, or know more than anyone else. Once awakened, and this is a must, one does the continual inner work on themselves, and then awakening of oneness occurs. The soul lets go of all attachments, outcomes, and desires of the ego. The soul moves entirely into divine service without expecting money, abundance, or financial gain. Trust occurs, and the soul knows deeply as they offer their divine light service in whichever way they are guided to do so, that they will be looked after thoroughly. The Habba are overjoyed to share this wisdom with each soul who listens to this. In parting, they leave these points of knowledge as humanity embarks on an exciting new chapter as one. Point 1. Humans are going through an evolutionary planetary awakening. Point 2. The truth of your existence is to experience and grow as a soul. Point 3. The human is stronger with being part of a community rather than the human being separate and alone. Point 4. Communities of light strengthen your planet and heal the planet from trauma. Point 5. No soul is better than anyone else. The Habba have seen these experiences repeatedly as they observe their evolutionary process and the many star races they have come in contact with.